Welcome to Toffee TV. It's the Footy Show on Patreon. Yeah. I'm not going to say when we get to not talk about Everton, because you did that with the Premier League show. So I'm not saying
We've never talked about Everton because it's not.
Because we're not in.
It's not a show for Everton.
No.
It's a show for.
And we're not in Europe, so we can't.
The
even
larger world of football.
As long as the patrons.
Yeah, cool.
There you go. Champions League.
Yeah.
Start with that before we do our league rounds up. Yeah, interesting week. Interesting week of games and goals and dare I say, slight surprises because there was. Real Madrid, we spoke about them last week. You know, while the league form is good, they lost their opening Champions League game 3-0, didn't they, away to PSG. Came home to a game against Bruges. Many thought it would be the chance for them to kick off their, get up to speed with their group. And went 2-0 down on 40 minutes. Simon Mingele's team. There you go. 2-0 down after 40 minutes before recovering Sergio Ramos and Casemiro scoring after Vormer had been sent off. Again, the Nars were out on Tuesday night, despite them being, like I said, very good in the league. It seems you can't drop any kind of points in the Champions League before the... Do you just think with Zidane, the split is there now, a bit with the media and stuff, that this undercurrent's there, so therefore any result like this, it's an opportunity to kick them?
I don't know. Is the answer? No, I don't know. I don't know because it's just Real Madrid, isn't it? Everything's I suppose a panic, especially when it's the Champions League. That's their tournament.
I was going to say that it's almost like that's more important.
Well, it is.
Well, it is, isn't it?
It isn't more important.
We've seen that in the past.
It is because the league is the bread and butter, and I think they respect Barcelona enough to know that it's nip and tuck with them. But for them, the Champions League, that's where they can go to Barcelona. Hang on, and on the head, sons. How many have you won? 4. Yeah. You know, we've won 10. Is it 10 or 11?
It's
11.
No, it's 11. It was 11, they got La Decima.
They can just pat it, and they can pat everyone on the head and go, "Sorry, lads, we're the kings. We're the kings of Europe. No matter what anyone else says, they're the kings of Europe, and they can say that." I tell you, it's been a slow start for them, innit? And I think one of the big, it's not the big reason, but Hazard hasn't done anything yet. Literally hasn't done. I mean, he even came out the other day and said, "No one can call me a Galactico because I haven't done anything yet." You know, and he hasn't done anything for them yet. Really hasn't done it. Yes, he scored. He scored a goal. He's been really poor for them so far. The man who's leading them.
No, not a goal yet.
The man who's really the talisman for them is Benzema. Benzema, whichever way you want to pronounce it. And this is something we said in the summer. He's a fantastic player who never got his worth, and he's hitting. He's like, I think he's 30 now, and he's really
32.
32 is he's really the leader in this team now for Zidane. I mean, obviously you're gonna have Sergio Ramos, who's always gonna be the the main man there, but he's the one dragging them forward. Obviously Bale was as well. So
he hasn't scored yet in the Champions League. Obviously got 5 goals in 6 games in La Liga for them. So you're right, he's been the talisman.
I just think that, listen, you've got. They've come back from 2 goals behind to win the game, so it's a draw the game. So that always looks good, always looks better.
Yeah.
I was watching like the last 5 minutes of this game, and the people who sit behind the goal, they were very supportive. There was no. I think there was a disappointment that didn't win it in the end. Yeah. But at the same time, I think they were supportive. They're going to give Zidane time. I don't think anyone's going to come out from the fans and say, because he's got that from being a player and what he did last time. Yeah. And I think it's just how they manage the group.
I think it's just more the press looking for stories.
Of course it is, because Real Madrid is always...
It's a story.
It's always a story. And obviously it's a club that has its own... It has its own media attached to it. You have newspapers that are purely for Real Madrid, and I don't mean like the Real Madrid Gazette. Yeah. But they'll have they have in Spain they have Barcelona leaning newspapers and Real Madrid leaning newspapers, and it comes with all the pressure, and they know that. So I think they'll play in the Champions League next. They play Galatasaray, is it? They'll play Galatasaray next. They'll play a double, I think, against Galatasaray, and then they'll play.
Then they've got PSG at home.
Oh, they got PSG at home, have they? I thought that was the last game of this. No, I thought that was the last game.
No, it was on this thing.
Sorry, I thought he always mirrored them.
No, you might be right, because just on this fixture thing, I
thought he mirrored them.
Yeah. They definitely got the double header with Galatasaray next.
They always have a double header. I thought he always mirrored it, but I might be wrong.
No, I might be right.
But they played Galatasaray twice now. I think they got to go away and then they played them at home. So that'll be interesting.
Both got a point, those two.
Paris Saint-Germain went to there this week, beat them 1-0. Of course they did. Ghana was playing.
Still haven't conceded a goal.
Cardi scored, didn't he?
Yeah.
Nice little finish for him. Yeah. He started really, really well.
He said he settled in
really well. So
Till his missus said something.
So Real Madrid's just got to manage the group now and make sure that they can...
The bottom at the moment, but that's because of the first game, isn't it? And obviously PSG at top. And you're right, PSG, went away and won. But when you're looking at Real Madrid, I mean, no Bale the other night, he was injured. They lost Courtois at half time with an injury. Yeah. Although Areola didn't concede the goal when he come on. Modric, Casemiro, Cruz, Vasquez, Benzema, Hazard. So they have got a lot of their first team players.
A lot of them are aging though, aren't they?
Oh, they are, yeah. I mean, I tell you who's been disappointing. Jovic. Hasn't scored a goal yet for them. He's played 6, 7, 8, 9 games for them without a goal.
I really did wonder about him when they signed him.
Is he classic Michu?
Yelovich, classic. Yeah.
Just had a great season.
No, I think the team he was in at Frankfurt had 3 really good strikers in. Made his job easier, and he's gone to a much tougher league. Don't forget, he scored the goals in the German League and the Europa League. He's had to go up a step, and he's had to go up a step with the team.
I remember talking to him, like the Piv and that, and before he'd gone to Frankfurt, though, he wasn't a big scorer of goals, and he went, and the next minute...
We had this conversation, he was in Portugal.
Yeah, in Portugal, yeah.
And he was on loan at the team he was at in Portugal, and it was a real purple patch, and he fully
they've cashed in on him.
No, it is, don't you? Fully Sanzo'd up. Fully Sanzo.
I don't know whether he's gone full Terry Curran.
That's a bit of
it's an old reference.
No, but I think
right,
it's and that's the problem with going to a club like Real Madrid. Do you get time? But it can all turn on
and
one
it has
thing.
To be, I think you're right. At Frankfurt, obviously, he was up front with Seb Haller, wasn't he? And he had the other kid on the other side, and they were very much built around him. He ain't getting built. Real Madrid isn't getting built around Jovic. Not when Hazard and people and Bale.
And that's the problem. Anyone always faces when they go to Real Madrid, and even top strikers. I remember when Ruud van Nistelrooy went there, and it was the same sort of thing. You're taking someone else's best player, but you're putting him into the side, and he's not going to be the main man. Chicharito, when he went there as well, same thing as well.
They've had loads, haven't they?
Loads. They always buy them, and then never. And then because of like commercial reasons or whatever, they're never the main man, and that's why I think it's fascinating that Benzema survived there for so long.
Yeah,
it's because while other people have been coming and going or whatever, and he's always been willing to be a steady player, score goals. He had a bad injury in a year or so ago. He's gone through scandals, but he's always been that steady player, and he's not being asked about all these names that have come and gone, like Lewandowski and Kane and people like that. He's just played his role nice and steady. And know what I always felt, who I always felt disappointed in by. The player who I always think, who is one of these players, who I always felt like was stupid for coming back early, was Michael Owen.
Yeah.
Michael Owen went, and it was exactly the same. Because, McManaman went, and he was one of them, but he broke through. And he stuck it out. Yeah. Owen, first sign of trouble.
But I was going to say, are you surprised? About Owen.
But now he's crying that, I didn't want to go to Newcastle. Why didn't you stay? Why didn't you just do what Bale's done and gone, grab the mic and go, I'm fucking going anywhere. I ain't going anywhere. Why don't he just do that? Owen bolted at the fit.
Because he's weak as piss.
No, I know. But if he'd stayed there, he would have had a lot. He scored against Barcelona. And he would have got a lot. The fans really liked him.
Yeah.
But at the time, it was like they were trying to balance the books. And it's like, if he'd stuck it out, I think he would have been a top striker for them.
Because the thing is, because of the slowness of that league as well, it's like more technical, isn't it? It's not as, he didn't have to use his ballistic pace all the time. He would have been all right. He come back to this league. It's unforgiving, this league.
Hamstring went.
Hamstring went. Done his ankle, didn't he, for Newcastle early on, and it was done. It was game over, wasn't it? But you're right. But Benzema, you're spot on with Benzema when you watch the Benzema documentary on Netflix. I think it's on. Very interesting, and it goes through. I mean, it's obviously all its side of it, but
why not? You've heard everyone else's side of it.
But it was just interesting that it fronts all that up about him, them thinking about but even the thinking about selling him and all that, and he just goes, well, I'm still here. And I think just the way he plays, because he's the big target man and all that, which is what he's a big unit, put the ball in the net. And that thing, he loves him, doesn't he? Perez absolutely loves him.
Because he's no trouble.
Yeah, which is mad, isn't it? Because he is trouble. Well, he wasn't, but he was portrayed as trouble, wasn't he? Yeah. And then Deschamps hates him, doesn't he? So, mad. But yeah, you mentioned PSG did Mauro Icardi with the goal. I
think he'll come back as well, didn't he?
Mbappe.
Mbappe.
Midfield, though, Marquinhos, Guy Verratti, it's not bad. And then you've got him, Di Maria, Icardi, Sarabia, and Mbappe was he on the bench?
That almost sounds like a 3 in midfield, just to break the play up and let the other players be creative as a front 3, and not worry too much. Well, and let the full-back bomb forward
Verratti,
as well.
Yeah, it's almost like...
It almost feels like that's the way teams are playing, and some teams are not playing. Yeah.
And other teams who've got good enough players to play that way just seem to want to play 4-2-3-1. And Mbappe come on after an hour, yeah. But and then they brought Choupo-Moting on off Stoke. It still makes me laugh, even though they say that he's a good player for them.
See, this is where I think Paris Saint-Germain have changed. I think now, and I think I think we said this when Ghana was going there, is that getting more people like Ghana to do the dirty work and stop playing with 27 forwards is the way forward, and have that professionalism on the pitch is the way forward, where people like Neymar and Mbappe and having a more rounded squad is the way forward for Paris Saint-Germain, instead of saying they tried to go down a almost Galacticos route. The Galacticos never worked for Real Madrid.
No.
Never mind anyone else.
No.
You need balance at your club. And I think now, with Thomas Tuchel and certainly by Whitley and Alba coming in, I think they've found, maybe defined in that balance. That's a difficult game, then. I don't know. Listen, in the past, they might have gone there and beaten them the same. But that's a really professional performance.
Well, in that team, they've got Ryan Donk of West Brom, former West Brom player, Netherlands. But they've got Steven Nzonzi, Sherry, who's at Fulham in midfield. Nagamoto, who's at Inter Milan, wasn't he? Balanda, who's a good player. They've got Ryan Babel and Falcao, Ramadal Falcao. They've got some good players. I know Turkey's mad. It's a bit like Championship manager when you haven't got a big budget, but as the players are getting older, you bring them in and try to... You know what they are? The Turkish Bolton at the moment. They're trying to pick those players up, aren't they? Who are coming towards the end. And
might not be.
I mean, Fulham wouldn't have said last season that they'd have 2 of their players playing for Galatasaray in the Champions League, but they have. But no, big win there. Ghana obviously tearing it up. Group B on that night, Zvezda, who were Red Star Belgrade, beat Olympiacos 3-1. That's them, isn't it?
It was a sending off, wasn't it?
Sending off as well. Yeah, it was. They took the lead after 37 minutes and were winning.
Yeah.
And then Benzia was sent off after 57 minutes and Red Star scored 3 in the last half an hour to win 3-1. The other game in this group, with a result that nobody saw coming. I mean, a result, maybe, not this scoreline. Tottenham 2, Bayern Munich 7.
Incredible.
I mean, you messaged me, didn't you? And it was, or I messaged you and was like 3-1 or whatever it was, and then the next minute you were like 5, 6, 7. I was when you seen 7, I was thinking, I'm not having that. I went on, couldn't believe it. And obviously ex-Arsenal player Serge Gnabry, who Tony Pulis had at West Brom and gave 18 minutes to, said he wasn't good enough.
But to be fair, he did that see the interview he did?
I've read one, I haven't seen.
He did an interview straight after their game, and they asked him, and he just went, fair play to the lads. He said, we could never get him fit. He said, we could never get him
fit. Yeah,
he said, we could never get him fit. He said, he was a good kid, blah, 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 never get him fit. So, that's footy, innit?
Gnabry doesn't say it like that, because I've read the piece.
But that's fine. I mean, he was on the spot. He answered the question.
What he said was, Gnabry, he said, he had me and Brendan Galloway, and he didn't play either of us. So. And he said, look at Brendan now.
What was interesting is that the first... Yeah, he didn't. He said what was interesting was, in the first 20, 25 minutes, I was watching Champions League Goal Show on BT. It's an excellent show.
It's a brilliant show, to be fair.
And they had Rafa Honigstein and he was just like, Bayern Munich can't live with this Tottenham team. And then after the game, Pochettino come out and went, that's our best half an hour for the season and first half an hour. And he said, they can't live with them. And it was like, Tottenham took the lead, good goal from Son. And then it was like Tottenham just completely switched off. Like maybe they've got internal issues at the club that can't be sorted out because there's characters doing things that maybe they shouldn't be doing. I don't know. That's what it just seems like. It just seems like that.
It looked like that.
And then second half.
Well, Kimmich, Son scores after 12 minutes, and then Kimmich scores 3 minutes later. Great strike, Lloris, for once, probably couldn't have got there. And then Tottenham were back on top again, but it did fizzle out, and I think for Spurs, there is definitely something, there's lots of smashing going on, obviously, in the training ground and away from there, that's causing issues. There's issues there. People aren't getting on quite clearly, Some people might be getting on too much. Maybe. It's like you talk about trying to create a family atmosphere, keep it in the family. Create a family atmosphere, don't create a family. Yeah. The person for me who I'd get in there is probably Ryan Giggs. I'd get him in and just have him talking about morality and stuff, because that'd calm everyone down, Get everyone round. Get Ryan Giggs' brother. Just get everyone round on Christmas Day, and if a couple of people disappear for half an hour, then fair play to them. Go and get the milk. Get the milk. Get it sorted. Nah, listen. Lewandowski scores, doesn't he? Right on half time. What a goal. What a finish. So they go in 2-1, and you're thinking, Spurs will have to come back out here and kick it up. But within 10 minutes, Gnabry had the first of 2 goals, and the game just got taken away from him. The first goal, the pace of him to get away from, he just leaves that Aurier, who he probably should have been sent off. Leaves that Aurier in his wake and just runs across. Someone's got to put a tackle in, but it's a great finish. And then after that, he ran riot, didn't he? Yeah. Tottenham trying to play it out from the back. Harry Winks giving the ball away, and we're in bang bang, and it was 4-1. Kane gets a pen, and then Gnabry just turned it on. They scored 5, 6 and 7 within 7, 8 minutes. 83, 87, 88. There you go. So it was just and everything they hit, we just went in. And they almost got an 8 in the last minute. One got curled just over the bar. And they were just... And to be honest, I haven't watched Bayern Munich last season and seen how slow they were. And you can understand why they wanted Sane. Yeah. And they got this kid instead. And... Arsenal had Gnabry. And that's what I actually tweeted that on the night. Just let him go, and I never got any response. Someone said, "Asked what would if you've just watched the next player score a hat-trick for Bayern Munich? Should have been all. Would you be fuming? I'd be fuming, but I'd also be ripping Spurs. But I'd also be fuming, thinking why the picture literally looks like Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain that they used in there. Probably not that, but no, Arsenal had him, didn't he? And he's 24 now, so he's been. I was reading the story, and he was like, it was 2012 and 2013. I played that thingy in the Champions League for Arsenal. I was like, did you? God, years ago. I remember him being in and around, but then he disappeared. This is, though, this is a classic case, because let's be honest, he didn't just go to Bayern Munich. He's been to a couple of clubs. Wasn't he at Hoffenheim as well? Yeah, he's been Wolfsburg as well. So he's had to restart, and again, it's Germany again. Werder Bremen it was, and what's mad is, in the article I read, it said Bayern Munich encouraged Werder Bremen to buy him. So they could then they bought him, like a year later, which was a bit mad. But 24, good pace. And isn't he on the front of, he's on Pro Evo as well, isn't he? It shows, though that again, these players don't just go, sometimes they have to go away, and it's whether... And we say this a lot, and we talked to Andy this week on the podcast about the under-23s, and it's sometimes you've got to create a path that may not be at your club, or you need to do something else. And this lad's he's done it, hasn't he? It's only one game. Oh yeah, but I think the big thing is he's looking very good for them anyway. But Tottenham. But from Spurs, there's a lot going on there. They've got massive issues, haven't they? I know that Pochettino is he's getting it in the neck a little bit. And you know what? Rightly so as well, for me. Rightly so, because I just look at other managers and think, if they had a result like that, he'd be getting slaughtered. And
this goes back to something me and Andy were talking about when you were away, and we've spoke about it. How pathetic Pochettino was the weeks after the window in this country closed and it was still open, and he's crying about Ericsson, saying, "Oh, I'm not," and it's like, control your players, mate. You're the manager.
I don't think he can he?
Get it. Well, he certainly can control something. Get a grip of play. You once that window's shut, you go, listen, you're not going anywhere. I ain't selling you, and that's the end of it.
Well, he come on after an hour the other night, didn't he? There's reports today that in the Spanish press mainly that he's going to Real in January. They want him, he wants to go. Yeah. Spurs are going to have to try and hang in there in the Premier League because they were fortunate to beat Southampton at the weekend. Really.
I still think
seen them a few times. No,
I still think they'll get top four. But that's because.
Well, I still think on the day they're the third best.
No,
team.
I do.
But they can't be throwing goals away.
It's difficult though if you have got problems going on behind the scenes to find that harmony. I think in some positions the squad depth is non-existent.
Yeah. Well, it's a shadow. And they go to Brighton at the weekend now. That's a good game for them, to be fair. Group C, Atlanta 1, Shakhtar Donetsk 2, and Man City 2, Zagreb 0.
Last minute winner for Zagreb at San Siro.
For who?
Who did they play?
No, Atalanta.
Yeah, who did? Yeah. No, they got beat 2-1, didn't they?
They got beat 2-1 by Shakhtar. 90, Solomon, 95th minute.
Yeah.
95th
minute. San Siro, it was.
Was it? Atalanta, yeah.
Where they playing.
And City.
Don't forget, they never played the home game.
Yeah, they didn't play for us, yeah. They played down the road, didn't he? 40 miles or something. City beat Zagreb 2-0, 2 subs scoring the goals, Sterling and Foden. De Bruyne missed this one with an injury, but apparently he should be fit for Sunday's game v Wolves. City, routine victory.
Well, it was and it wasn't. It was routine in the end, but they toiled for a long time.
Yeah,
they had something like, I think at one point it was like...
But you were saying that he just kept doing it, and kept playing.
At one point, I think they had the highest possession in any Champions League.
They had
recorded
80.8% possession. They had 20 attempts at goal to 2. But they only had 6 on target.
Just kept playing and playing and playing. In the end, it was a lovely work goal. I think it was
792 passes.
I think it was from a corner in the end. They just worked it out, and then they did that lovely thing where they.
Sterling.
No, but they did that lovely thing where they work it out, and then the player stays wide, and then he cuts into the box. Yeah. The ball went back to him, and he cut it across, and he had like 4 players waiting for a tap in.
Yeah, he just tapped it in.
And then Phil Foden got one in the last minute.
But for them, I mean, they've got the
routine.
Yeah, it's the same kind of goal that they always do. Mahrez throws it across, Sterling comes in, he's got a tap in. And it's the quality of the build-up play and that they always have runners doing the same thing. And Phil Foden obviously comes on and it's in the back of the net. For them, they've opened up with 2 wins, haven't conceded a goal, and I suppose another 2 wins and he can chill then, can't he, and start the last couple of games. If he wins the next 2, they've got the double header now with Atlanta, haven't he? Atalanta, if they win them 2, they're sorted, aren't they? He can do whatever for the last 2 games and play. Scott Carson, he's their third keeper now.
Get him in.
Richard Wright, the goalie coach. Get Carson in. Finally, Group D that night, Juventus 3, Leverkusen 0. Higuain, Bernardeschi and Ronaldo for Juve, and Atletico Madrid won 2-0 in Locomotive, and Shakira and Thomas with their goals, and we've seen a great clip of the work that Simeone has them doing. They're all head down, sprinting back. 2 results I think everybody expected anyway, didn't he? And after the 2 games, both Atletico and Juve got 4 points at the top. Locomotive next with 3. So quite tight there. Wednesday nights, let's go through them quickly. Genk 0, Napoli 0, Liverpool 4, Salzburg 3. Another goal for Haaland. This one, Liverpool raced into a 3-goal lead, and then Salzburg brought it back to 3-3.
Fair them for not, buckling.
I mean, we had the whole Van Dijk was never dribbled past all last season, alleged, apparently. Yeah. But last night he was sent to Chippy.
Brought back a pint of milk as well.
Yeah, which is good of him. Yeah. Went sliding into someone's DMs in the car.
He did.
Made himself look stupid, and it was a good goal. But no, to be fair to Salzburg, battled through it, got it back to 3-3, and you're thinking, Well, I wasn't, because you said 3-3 and then you went to check it before 3. But Liverpool conceding goals,
in the Champions League,
which is good for everybody.
I think people just have a go at them in the Champions League.
I mean, it was something I wanted to talk about just very briefly. With teams like Salzburg, and you see other teams in the Champions League that haven't been put together with millions and millions of pounds and stupid wages, and yet they're able to craft teams that are just, in my opinion, just look miles better than Premier League teams.
It's annoying, isn't it?
And in this country, we just spunk money everywhere.
I think that's the problem, though. Everyone spunks the money, and there's no player development. And that's where we are now. That's where we are now with football in this country.
Do you think it's, and also the hunger and desire of players, because they're given everything, where some of these lads are on?
I don't know if it comes down to, well, it obviously comes down to desire, but in someone like these, obviously, listen, let's not be fooled into thinking this is like, a nothing club. The Red Bull Salzburg for the start. They've had financial injection, Leipzig have in Germany. And having a financial injection within the leagues they play in really helps. And you can build your team then, and you can bring in the best players for your league, and then start to try and craft the team. And
okay, well, they're Stankovic, Christensen, Onegu, Wobe, Ulmer, Spotslight, Junazovic, Mapwei,
household names.
Mino, who actually looks like a quality little player, Zaka and Hwang. That was their starting 11.
No, I'm not saying that the household names. What I'm saying is that within their league, some of those players are going to be better than the players. And because of that, it gives you time to put a team together and let you play with freedom. They've gone there to Anfield thinking, like, this is our one opportunity to show how good we are. And they've gone and done it. And, in the end, Liverpool have been too good for them. But everyone expected that anyway. So,
but, I mean, he beat Genk 6-2 last time.
No, I'm saying the fact is that these clubs are creating non-pressure situations for themselves to build the team. You know what those teams are like? Wolves. Playing with a Premier League team in the Championship for a year and being allowed to build and grow without the pressure. And they've took not having any pressure in their league, and took that into the Champions League. That's what I'm saying. How hard, and we find this now, how hard is it to build a team when you've got a pressure game and another pressure game and another pressure game? It doesn't give you time to build a team. And that's the problem with the Premier League, and that's why other leagues like Germany are bringing in young kids and letting them play, because they've all bought into that as a league, whereas a league for us, we've all bought into money and buying players.
It's mad though that like the way the Champions League does stuff, because obviously you've got Group A, Napoli at top with 4 points, Liverpool are second with 3, with a -1 goal difference, and Red Bull Salzburg are third with 3 points with a +3 goal difference, but because they do it on the head-to-head, it's mad, isn't it? And then Genk obviously bottom with that, but good win for Liverpool. Obviously needed it because they'd lost the last game.
Although Napoli could only draw.
Napoli drew away 0-0, yeah.
Typical.
Red Bull Leipzig 0, Lyon 2. Memphis the pie with another goal. Another reason why I wanted them. Terry with the second. Adam Ololuchman not in the 18. Might have been injured, I don't know. Zenit 3, Benfica 1 in the other group there. The other game in the group, rather. And then Group E was Barcelona 2, Inter Milan 1, 2 Luis Suarez goals.
After being behind.
Martinez scored early on, didn't he? And Barca come back to win 2-1. Big win for them. And Slavia Prague 0, Borussia Dortmund 2, Hakimi with both goals, the defender. But I wanted to just quickly talk about Dortmund because but we'll just look at the league table in that group at the moment. Before we do, Dortmund top 4 points. Barcelona got 4 points as well. Prague and Milan with a point apiece. But Dortmund, Michael Zorc, I haven't watched the Dortmund documentary. Michael Zorc been speaking about Jadon Sancho. Said that he expects him to move to a Premier League club. I mean, you see that in the documentary, don't you? But he says he's come in, he's had a great time here. I think he's got 29 assists and 18 goals in 60 games or something. So they're expecting him to potentially move in the summer. He said, but it's a great, this pathway wouldn't have been created in England. He wouldn't have been in playing games, and he's had a great time. And he was going on about that's how, that's why we're looking at young players in England, and we can give them a pathway, and they'll have a good time playing for Borussia Dortmund. And then on the back of that, Michael Watka, who's in the documentary as well, got into a little bit of a spat with Patrick Aubameyang.
Oh, okay.
And accused them of, he said something like, Aubameyang's bank balance looks very good, but I'm sure when he's sat in his house on Wednesday watching us play in the Champions League, he might have regrets. To which Aubameyang's come back with a tweet himself, calling him a joke. He said, hang on, let me get the exact quote, because I thought it was quite good. If I can find it. There it is. He said, better for you, I never talk about why I really left Dortmund, Mr. Watka. You're such a clown. I remember that time you said we were never going to sell Ousmane Dembele. Then you saw more than 100 million and you were the first to take the money. Don't talk about money, please. Leave me alone. It's a little bit of a public... Because that Watka comes across boss in the documentary, doesn't he? But, very, straight-talking German, isn't he? But,
well, he's still straight-talking.
Well, he is quite straight-talking, yeah. But Aubameyang... I mean, if Dortmund had Aubameyang, they'd be even better because he's... At the moment, he's too good for Arsenal.
But to be fair, he's still right, though, isn't he? If they're looking to sell Sancho, and they can't keep hold of Sancho, then he's still right, you know what I mean? They're still a selling club.
They say that, though, don't they?
No, I know, but what he's saying... But then, if you create that culture... Then why are you having to go at a player who you sold? You know what I mean? It's like, and again, the player has to buy into that as well. He's going to know that culture. If you're gonna get to a certain, at the end of the day, if the club expect players to get to a certain point in their career and leave, and then you do something, you reinvest that money, then the player's always going to be part of that culture. So, and go back to that documentary and you watch. When Klopp's talking about saying if I'd kept me best players, we would have won the Champions League the year after. Yeah. But Dortmund are not striving to keep their best players. They're striving to sell them after 2-3 years and then reinvest the money. And that's how they do things. So you can't turn around to someone like Aubameyang and say, oh, I bet you'd rather be here if you've created that culture.
Maybe Aubameyang did push for the move.
Well, maybe he did, but
because Dembele was sold and he probably thought, well, what's the point then, or whatever.
Probably thought, well, I'm at a stage in my career, I'd like to go to the Premier League and...
And to be fair, he was apparently he was an Arsenal fan. He wanted to play for them. So.
But Aubameyang's done his job in trying to get Arsenal in the Champions League. It's just that they're frighteningly terrible at the back.
Without him. So I thought it was interesting, a little bit of a public spat, having a little bit of a public spat. I meant to say that after the Barcelona win, Messi denied there's been talks, hasn't there, about a rift between Griezmann and him. That's kicking on from the summer when apparently he wanted Neymar back and he got Griezmann, but he said there's no problem, as you can see.
What about the fact that Barcelona have appealed the Griezmann?
What we spoke about last week,
300 euros, yeah. Appealed it. I suppose it's not the financial, I suppose they've appealed it because they're saying we're not guilty, which I suppose is what they're trying to say. But are they? Didier Deschamps had a little dig at Frank Lampard. Okay. With regards to N'Golo Kante, he said the last international get together, Lampard asked him not to play Kante. The French media want to know why Kante's not, why he's not involved more. He said he had a bit of an injury. He said it comes this time, and if Lampard asks me again to not play Kante, I'll ask him to start playing Giroud, who he seems to have an issue with. The Champs has just threw it straight out there. So it is mad, isn't it, how you think Oliver Giroud would play. I think Lampard would have used him a little bit more. I'd love Giroud. I'd still love Giroud. Yeah, I really would.
He's still... I mean, really Tammy Abrahams in the England squad, by the way, has had a fantastic start and scored again, didn't he, in the Champions League? He's had a great start, but if you're Olivier Giroud, he went there to not sit on the bench, he said, because he was sat on the bench at Arsenal. And all he's done since he's gone there is sat on the bench. And I seen his header the other day, again in the Europa League final. It was just fantastic.
Giroud would still be boss for us. Don't care what anyone says. Don't care if people say wouldn't suit the system or not. Giroud, I think Giroud would probably have 5 or 6 goals by now for us.
Yeah, he's pretty good. He got between 18 and 20 every season. He's not quick, but he's big and physical enough that
He brings crosses we throw in.
And he brings other players into play, yeah. Maybe Everton should... Well, Chelsea, the ban, isn't it? What can you do? At the weekend, just very quickly do the league round-up. Barcelona won 2-0 at Getafe, Suarez and Firpo, who then was injured and missed their Champions League game. Atletico Madrid and Real Madrid drew 0-0. So at the top, Real Madrid still top, undefeated, 15 points. Granada second on 14 with Atletico Madrid, and Barcelona up to fourth now after that victory there. German Bundesliga, Dortmund drew 2-2 with Werder Bremen. Goethe and Reus scoring there. Bayern Munich won 3-2 at Paderborn. Gnabry scored. Coutinho, who's been excellent so far for
not less
for Bayern. Well, no, but he's a good player, isn't he? But for fact, Valverde, that's another thing that the Spanish press have been hitting Valverde with, is that his treatment to Coutinho. Leipzig in second. Bayern Munich top 14 points. Leipzig second on 13 with Freiburg and Schalke.
Schalke beat Leipzig, didn't he?
Schalke beat Leipzig away 3-1, yeah. No goal for John Joe Kenny, bit disappointing.
No assist?
No. Dortmund down in 8th at the moment, but it is obviously very, very early days. Serie A, Juve 2-0 victory over Spal. Pjanic and Ronaldo. Inter Milan 3-1 win. Alexis Sanchez with his first goal and then sent off 20 minutes later. They won 3-1 at Sampdoria. Mad Inter, aren't they? Just decided to take Roman Sanchez off United. But they're top at 18 points. Juve second with 16, still undefeated. Atalanta next. Inter have won every game, 6 out of 6. Atalanta in third place with 13 points. They won 4-1 at Sassuolo.
Frank Ribery scored in San Siro against Milan.
Ribery.
For Fiorentina, 3-1 win.
Yeah. They won 3-1, didn't he? Yeah. Rafa Lau with the goal for Milan, who apparently turned down a move to Everton in the summer. And Paulo Fonseca's Roma won 1-0 away, thanks to Edin Dzeko. So, interesting around Europe. I mean, it's very, very early. Nothing's really settled down in terms of, nothing's really, there's no stories really created because we are in seasons in the infancy, isn't it? But very interesting. So there you go. That's our Footy Show roundup. Next week will be international nonsense. It's Ped loves. I might do a bit of MLS because the playoffs are decided. Inchie and Minnesota,
which is fantastic. Considering people had written him off as a coach in America,
which is just nonsense.
They just thought he was going to be one of those managers who just goes round and round and round.
Nonsense. Orlando got rid of him, and Orlando had a fantastic second to bottom again. Absolute garbage they've been since he went. And your side, Kansas, are garbage as well, aren't they?
They sold all the players.
Got Nemeth back, who continues to keep scoring every week.
They just sold all their best players and thought they could continue to. They've gone full Southampton.
Yeah.
Essentially, but
there you go.
There you go. That's life in MLS. Tim Howard's final game this weekend.
Final game this weekend.
Unless they get into the playoffs. They've still got a chance. They've still got a chance. No, they have.
No, they won 3-0 at the weekend, didn't they? At the last home game, they had a clean sheet. So
still got a chance.
On the
outside
road.
Chance.
Yeah, but you never know. You never know.
Playing Galaxy.
Who
I think all
lost at the weekend, didn't he?
4-3.
4-3. Zlatan scored. They're having problems defensively, aren't they?
Yeah, but they're in the playoffs, aren't they?
So good. We'll have a little look at that because that's coming towards ahead, obviously, with the playoffs. So there you go.
I think a lot of some of them, the Blues in LA are going to watch Howard's last game.
Oh, fantastic!
So be loads of support.
Just also on the MLS, on MLS, Steve Bruce has moaned about Almiron, so I don't know where he plays, I don't know where to play him.
Yeah, but he also doesn't care about tactics.
He doesn't, and I think to see how good Almiron is, he was at Atlanta, of course, just have a look how Rafa Benitez played him. But my point was more about Atlanta, but they've obviously lost Joseph Martinez, got an injury, and which is a killer blow for them, really, because he just broke the record, hadn't he? Scored about 15 games on the spin and then got injured right at the end of the last game.
Opens it up.
Played, so
could be the year, could be LAFC's year then?
Could be Minnesota's year. I mean...
Or New York, one of the New York clubs could finally win a trophy.
Well, Red Bulls do win.
No, they win the support.
Yeah, but it's like the league.
They won the Women's Shield.
But it's the best team in the league wins that. but it's not the glory of MLS Cup, is it? So we'll have that next week. There you go. Thanks for watching. See you later.